In this metal guide for Ark Survival Ascended Extinction, I will show you tons of insane metal locations where you can farm thousands of metal quickly and safely. Most of these are hard to find, so I'll give you map and GPS coordinates for each set of metal nodes. And if you watch to the end, I'll show you some new methods to get all the metal you need without leaving your base. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. In this little hidden corner of the sunken forest, you can find like 20 or 30 metal nodes all right on top of each other. It's a ridiculous concentration. Tons of crystal too, but it's so well hidden back behind these trees, you have to be right on top of it to find it. So the exact location here is at 31.5, 19.9, and you can easily find it from the blue ob. If we go to the blue ob and face directly to the southeast, look a little bit more to the right, you'll see these huge orange crystals in the corner. Head straight to the bottom of those orange crystals for all of that metal. I'll show you a whole bunch of awesome metal deposits rapid fire, but we're going to start right at the blue ob where this waterfall comes down with this plateau at exactly 23.115. If we pop across the waterfall, there's another bunch of metal right over here above the falls, and then on top of this cliff is a ton more metal right here. Then if we hop right onto the other side of the cliff, there's this little shelf at 18.9, 14.1 with a ton of metal up here going all the way up the slope. And then if we go to the left of that metal structure, there's a whole bunch more metal on top of this waterfall, and this is at 21.2, 9.1, and one more spot. We can actually take an RG and use an Anki, carry it around, and get all of this metal in one go, but underneath this spot here is a bunch more metal, and this spot is at exactly 25.4, 12. All of that combined is probably 50 metal deposits, so this is a great area, and there's beaver dams everywhere around here, and some great buildable land for an air metal base. This beaver lake on the south of the sanctuary is probably the best starting metal location in all of Extinction. There's like 10 metal nodes scattered throughout this cliff, lots of crystal, and one over here. If you spawn in South Sanctuary, you can actually pop up right here on this lake, and the beavers around here will actually fight off most of the aggressive creatures, so it's super safe. And you can tame yourself an Anki right on the bank of the river and harvest without a saddle if you walk it up to the metal. So it's an ideal starting metal location. The exact spot is 56.2, 41.4, and you can see this dark lake on the map. And if we head up here, we're actually just to the south of this huge ring with the waterfalls. And if we head down, follow the water, you're going to get right to this spot. There's actually a ton of hidden metal nodes. There's like 3 here, about 4 more here back in the sanctuary, and I'll show you how many metal nodes there are first, and then I'll show you an easy way to find this hidden metal cave, which is actually just south of the Colosseum in the sanctuary. You might be right next to it without even seeing it. So we're looking for this huge drain pipe that's coming down just south of the Colosseum, and the waterfall itself from the pipe is right about 54.7, 62.4, and once we go back into this cave, it's loaded with metal. Now there's probably 40 metal nodes right around this area, so bear with me for a second, I'll show you where all of them are. And I'm going to start with this huge flat plateau, which is an excellent Alpha Tribe base location, and we've got some metal right here at 9.4, 5.4, and a few more nodes down at the bottom where the light hits, right about 10.6, 2.8. If we go back up to the top here and look right across here where there's a ledge above that area, there's probably another 20 nodes right here on this ledge at about 14.1, 6.8. And now if we head back towards this lake, there's the plateau again, and we look to our left, there's a little tunnel here with a glowing crystal, and on the opposite side from the crystal, we've got another like 10 nodes right here at about 18.9, 6.2. Going back to the plateau, we're still not done. If we look to the right, we're going to find a glowing blue area, and on top next to that glowing blue, there's a few more metal nodes and a lot of crystal, 3.8, 3.8. And then to the right of that is another ledge, which a bunch more metal at 2.7, 6.5. And we're almost done. To the right of that, underneath this archway, is a bunch more metal down here on the water at about 7.5, 14.7. And there's loads of beavers around this lake, so you can get tons of cementing paste and stuff like that right here too. So it's an amazing metal location. On the northeast side of the sanctuary, there's actually quite a few good metal nodes. They're just really well hidden. So let me show you how to find these. So if we come out to the section in the middle where the Colosseum is, I'm going to start at, like 50, 67.6, and look to the northeast. You'll see this large cluster of buildings under the bridge. You're going to head to those buildings, go to about 46.3, 70.3, then go under the buildings to find all of this metal, and there's actually some crystal tucked away behind some of these roots too, if you look really carefully. Now this metal location is amazing because there's not only a ton of metal right here, but right on the edge of this cliff there's another huge metal deposit with lots of crystal right here. There's also more metal over here on this cliff to the side, kind of tucked away back in here. And if we head over to where this entrance is to the forest cave and go to the right of that, there's another large metal deposit with bunches of crystal over here. So this spot is an ideal metal base. It's an ideal base altogether, totally flat, and only one entrance to block off to keep this very safe from all the dangerous stuff nearby. And the exact location here is 3.8, 27.7. If you follow the river up this waterfall, there is a huge bunch of metal and crystal right here at exactly 26.5, negative 9.4. And be careful because some of these rocks up here are a little bit wonky. You can kind of, just don't go up there. But if you drop a base somewhere nearby, you can get tons of metal up on that ledge really quickly. There are actually 3 excellent metal locations next to this little lake with the island in the middle and these 2 waterfalls. The island is at exactly 8, 22.3, and if we look in this direction, there's a little cave that's got a whole bunch of metal right here at 15, 24.9. Back to the center, the other side of the river has another cave, which is located at exactly 7.3, 16, lots more metal in here. And then if we go up to the top here next to these waterfalls, look to the right of the waterfalls, there's a little plateau with loads of obsidian and crystal. And then on the other side of this pillar is a whole bunch more metal stacked up with obsidian over here and up here. And this spot is at exactly 11, 13. I'm here at Green Ob in the Sanctuary at about 51.127, and this is actually a resource paradise. If we head a little bit out towards the east, we're going to find a couple metal nodes here. There's some more scattered back in the woods over here. You just find a bunch of them kind of spread out throughout this area. And even though there are quite a few metal nodes back here, there's a lot of like Rexes and dangerous stuff out here, so I don't really like using this for just the metal nodes. But the great thing about this area is it is full of these defense units and enforcers that are constantly getting into fights and dying. And you can harvest them for scrap metal, which actually gives you a higher metal count than regular metal nodes. So it's a great place to get scrap metal and constantly fill up your metal resources. Like this guy right here, there's always dead ones around. There's also beaver dams and obsidian and lots of other crystal and good resources all around this area, so it's a great one-stop shop to fill up your resources. With the arrival of Extinction, we now have tech dinos back in the game, and you can tame and breed tech dinos, harvest their corpses, in order to get tons of scrap metal, electronics, all kinds of good stuff. So as long as you keep breeding those, you can have all the metal you need right in your own base. My favorite metal location on any map is my own base, because now, with the addition of Extinction, we have gotchas. If you tame a gotcha that produces metal, you can have an unlimited metal farm right inside your own home without even going anywhere, and the more you optimize it, the more metal you get. I realize this metal guide does not include the metal locations outside the Sanctuary and Sunken Forest. In my opinion, the extreme environments of the other biomes make it much more efficient to harvest metal from the locations I showed you, but I would love if you comment and share the coordinates of any other metal locations you use, or let me know which of these you're using and how it's going for you. Please give this video a thumbs up if it helped you so it can help others too, and make sure to subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for all notifications so you don't miss the next game-changing Extinction Ascended guide that I am working on right now, and I'll see you in the next video.